Hey, Bloodworth here. This segment is cut out from the Easy Allies podcast, which we record every week. You can catch full episodes on Sunday mornings, or if you become a patron at $5 and up, you can get early access and get those on Fridays. Thank you and enjoy. Review copy provided by PlayStation. Put that on the screen. Huber, we're going to start with Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade!
Yeah.
This game is sick!
Yeah, really, I'm liking it more than I expected to like it.
Yeah?
I'm not that deep. I basically have just gotten into the town.
Okay.
But you spend a few hours before you get there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just kind of going through the streets and alleyways and just slicing up cockroach-looking Freakos.
Yeah, the good Freakos in this game for sure. If you didn't play the demo, the game starts with a airdrop onto the planet.
Yeah, some Asura's Wrath level, just stuff
totally.
Flying from the sky.
Totally. You play as Eve, and she is from the space colony that is coming down to reclaim the Earth, and things go awry pretty quickly. And it's basically you meet some characters along the way, and you team up to take out the Alpha Natiba the Elder Natiba is the main one.
Yeah, the Natibas in general, which is the word is so silly. It's so funny because there's so many things for this game, and it's that word is it took me a couple hours to not just chuckle every time they said it.
The Natibas.
It's a ridiculous word.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that in the earlier revision it was basically just spelled natives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm what?
A good change, probably.
Yes, but still very silly.
Yeah.
So the combat plays, something like Devil May Cry and Sekiro style. It's big on
it's
parries,
a sort of mix
dodges.
Between the two because there's a lot of emphasis on parries and dodges of different kinds.
Mm-hmm. But you can hack and slash your way through as well.
Yeah, but you also have the square, triangle, square, square.
Yep,
combos.
That
kind of little combos.
Yep. Yeah, square is attack, not R1. So there's no souls here.
And then your skill tree, you kind of unlock different types of dodges, different types of parries.
Yeah, the skill tree's fine. It does feel good to unlock some of these skills. You do some side quests, you kill enemies, you get XP, and you put it into the skill tree. You can get a skill that makes it a little easier to parry, a little easier to dodge, or unlock additional moves and combos.
Yeah.
You have your 4 core beta moves. Those are your primary attack moves, other than traditional combos.
Yeah, they're your power moves essentially. So you got your regular weak attack, strong attack.
Yep.
And then as you're using them and parrying and everything, you kind of build up this beta energy, what they call, and then
really satisfying.
That allows you to unleash those bigger moves. And some of them are good for getting some good distance attacks or some just stronger things. One's specifically about breaking their shields because they have a shield before basically when the shield is up, you do less damage. You're still damaging their health.
Yeah.
But when the shield's down, you damage them a lot stronger. I call this thing the horse here, man.
Yeah, these things are freaks. Another thing that I love about this game, Blood, there's so many things I love this friggin' game. Need to say that again. Some of the other reasons I love it are there's little mini puzzles around, which I really like, and stealth as well. I had no idea there was going to be not stealth sections, but you can get stealth moves. And if you just sneak up behind an enemy, you can just take them out. And sometimes later on that really helps because some areas will have.
You can take out some of the
you can take
not strong guys, but stronger than the kind of mid-level guys.
Totally. So that's really cool. Just moving around and exploring these environments is really, really top notch. The areas aren't too massive, but later on you get to a big open area style location. Damiani reminded me of Final Fantasy VI.
Is that the wasteland outside of town? Because I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely going to ask you about the environments, Huber, when we get to that, because these types of games, environments seem to be an issue with these games. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I really like them. I like the art direction of this game.
Yeah.
You know, this like ruined. Or just like, it reminds me a little bit of like Cyberpunk. It has like a little bit of that. It'd be like if Rage was cool. Do you remember the game Rage?
I remember Rage.
Damn.
That's a throwback.
So it's like a little bit of Rage, a little bit of Cyberpunk in there.
What's interesting, Huber, is this coming from a Korean developer, and there are times in this where there's just some like undefinable thing that it does remind me of Liza P.
Yeah, I got Liza P vibes for sure.
There's definite vibes there, and I'm not sure exactly what
Liza
it
and
is.
Stella are friends.
Liza!
Oh yeah, they're right. They're married. That's right.
Maybe just the pace of it, because it is a little more deliberate pace. You can unlock like faster speed and attack later on, but like mostly it is like the combat is hard hitting and deliberate rather than like, it's not insanely fast. It is quick, but it is more deliberate than I thought it would be.
It is. I will say one thing that I kind of do like is it's not as punishing as Liza P.
Oh my God!
So
no.
it's like you still
it's
have
so
like
friendly.
some similar combat style to it in terms of like parrying like multiple things in a row. But like in Liza P, like if you miss one of those things, you're just like, okay, well, now I might as well just try again.
Yeah, it's so friendly. Like you die and you can just revive. You don't lose your souls. You don't have to backtrack like a mile and a half to get back to where you were. Like it is very friendly in that regard, but it is still a challenging game. You're gonna have to get your parries and your dodges down on a lot of these enemies. There are multiple difficulties.
There's an assist thing too that I saw where you can set it so that there is like basically like a handicap almost on the parry window.
Yeah.
So like if you miss the parry, like you can still parry or dodge like the normal way, but if you miss it, then like almost like a quick time prompt will come up.
Yeah. Nice. That's cool.
So I think that's a nice little option for people.
Yeah.
One thing that I turned on right away was the auto loot.
I didn't even know that was a thing, Blood, and you posted that in Slack. I was like, thank you, Blood.
Yeah.
Pro tip, put on auto loot.
You just walk around and everything just sucks into you.
Yeah. Instead of like manually like R2 to like pick things up.
You can hold the R2 as well to suck things
but
up, but I'm like, if you just turn on auto loot, just don't even worry about it.
At the same time, auto loot does freak me out because it's like, am I missing something? Like, did everything get vacuumed in,
It works pretty well.
Yeah.
The only thing about auto loot that I'd say is slightly a downside is that sometimes like everything comes in so quickly that you're not entirely sure what you just picked up.
Yeah.
But anything that's important, you can go into the menu and see. Like it'll have like if you got like a new gear.
Yeah.
Those are like little buff amulets basically.
Yeah.
It'll show like a little red dot on there that you got something new. So it's not that hard to deal with.
The UI of this game also amazing. Like there's just very clear mission logs, what is going on, character and enemy profiles. I love this stuff in games. Gives you a little lore on everybody and updates as the story progresses with each character, like what they're doing, what's going on. I love that stuff. The tutorial is really nice. Like everything is just right there, easily laid out with a little video even showing. You can train at any time.
Yeah, actually,
really nice game.
So Huber, at first I was kind of like just going back and forth from one bonfire to like a group of enemies because like I was trying to get the parries and stuff down and figure it out. And then it was just like a little bit later when like I saw the thing on a skill tree where like if you go to a skill on a skill tree and push square, you can just go in there and practice. It will clearly tell you success when you got the skill right.
Yeah.
And so that's really nice because I really like that with Final Fantasy 16 as well. Just like go into that little virtual room and just like figure it out.
That reminds me, Damiani, there's a big open environment that's like reminds me of 16, like big open area, like Tales of whatever the hell, Tales of what was that?
Arise.
Arise, yeah. Sorry, so many Tales games. And I love this because I think the game shines when it is linear and more focused, which this game has a lot of those sections, but then also this open environment. You get side quests from like a bulletin board. Some other people give you side quests, and they're just your standard run-of-the-mill, like, go here, find this, go here, find a dead body, go here, kill this thing. Like, there's stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I need to find a missing cat. And I need
Yeah,
to get some
cats.
materials to like help repair this singer needs help or whatever. My engineer's going to help her if I find everything. So.
Yeah, some of the side quests are more like I like that it color codes them. Like yellow, I think, is just like your standard whatever. But then the blue ones will be like a little more story focused for like a character or something like that. So I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also get a ranged. I don't know if you got the gun yet.
I just got the gun,
Okay.
so like I did the tutorial with it, but I haven't actually like tried it out like in like real combat yet.
Yeah, a little bit of shades of Resident Evil here, Damiani. Also, there was like a treasure chest, and little targets popped up out of nowhere, and it was like their big giant number was like 10. And I was just like, wait, 10? What? So I started like shooting them all, but it wasn't opening. And then I realized like, oh, you have to shoot the gray targets. The red ones add to the score. So you have to get it. You have to get it down to 0, and then like the treasure chest will open. So I was like, oh, that's a fun little mini game in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
Little things with the chest because some of them will require passwords and stuff that you like will find on bodies.
I love it. I love
and then
the
others,
exploration.
They'll kind of like do like basically like a hacking mini game, but it's just like up, down, left, right on the D-pad, and you just kind of like follow the sequence.
Yeah.
And you get a couple of tries to do it.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Because some of those, it'll like go to a random one, and you just wait left. It's like really fast. It's cool.
Yeah.
Then you can also find things to upgrade your max health and your max beta energy. That's another collectible. And then of course are these Vita tokens, the tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
Tokens are cool because you can use them to buy like special stuff. So it'll be like special mods you can put in or whatever. Like you just have a couple gear slots. That's another thing I love about this game is they don't overwhelm you with gear and loot. You have like a couple slots to slot things in, and then the things you pick up, there's like a handful of resources. There's not like 100 different resources you need to manage. There's just a very finite amount that can be used to upgrade basically everything in the game, which I like. It's very streamlined, very nice.
Yeah, I think, because I have gotten quite a few gears already, and it's like I
That's
only
the
had,
most
like,
variety.
one slot, and then I got a second slot that I just unlocked.
Yeah.
And it looks like you can get up to 4.
Yeah.
For like
And those are
quite a few different effects.
Definitely, those are really good. Definitely change your strategy. And then the tokens, you can
The coins you get at the camps.
Yeah, and you can find those all over the world. You'll just like smash some barrels and tokens will fly out. You can use those to buy costumes and hairstyles and glasses and stuff. I know everyone's being weird on like all sides with this game because of Eve. Part of that,
I was very like because I knew I was coming up on the town, so it was like very much like, all right, I'm not going to bed until I get this woman some clothes.
Dude, I love the default outfit. Whatever.
It's just a little shiny there.
There's a ton of different outfits. There's definitely some like puritanical Bloodworth outfits if you're vibing that.
But I managed to get one that's like a little bit more like it's not that different than the main outfit, but it's a little bit more like a wetsuit. So it's
Yeah.
so not as much definition in the front.
I actually have just been rocking the default because like those get pretty expensive to like buy those.
Yeah,
It's
and then
like,
I also bought like a dress, which is like, this would be weird in combat, but it's like my walk around town dress, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple of interesting things with that though. I think one, like I know you like economy.
Yeah.
And
good economy. You get
getting these outfits, like there's a couple of steps to them.
Yeah.
Like for one, like I had to like unlock a good reputation with the vendor.
Yes. The more you buy, you upgrade your rep. Again, everything's streamlined, so it's only from level 1 to 3. It's nothing crazy here.
Yeah. So it's like, I was with the information broker in that back alley.
Yep.
And it was really funny. I put it on Twitter, like when you first meet her, Eve is just like, you don't seem like you'd be very likable or something like that. I'm like, whoa, Eve.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you buy a couple of things from her, and then it unlocks a couple of outfits that you can buy, and then you level up again and you get some more outfits.
Yeah.
But when you buy those outfits from her, one, they cost the coins instead of the gold, which is a lot more rare.
And the rare resources too.
And then two, you need to have resources to actually craft the clothing after you buy the blueprint.
Yeah.
So you really want to be like kind of picky about what outfits you're gonna get,
Totally.
rather than just like mop everything up.
Figure-
Because it'll take you a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, this is like New Game Plus territory, like outfits and stuff. You know, you rock your default, maybe like one or two others, and then New Game Plus.
But Hubert, the one thing, and you talked about this a little bit, but the one thing that's really been surprising to me and that I've been really digging is the level design in those first few areas.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of great little side routes and pockets and places to like climb over here, go over there, jump and air dash across this way and find something up in like a higher level or lower level.
It feels very rewarding.
They're like little pools of water, you know, and it just looks like nothing, but you get in there and you dive and like, oh, there's like
some loot down there.
a guy down there with some lore, or there's like a body with one of the energy cores or something like that. And so it really does encourage you to look around the corner and, you know, and that kind of thing, where it's like, I really like that if it looks like there might be something over there, then there's a chance that you will find something cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the lore of this game. I know some reviews came out, and I feel like that was one of the main criticisms, were the characters and the story and stuff.
I feel like Adam is so wooden. Like, his voice
He's
actor feels like the guy who's
though.
going to instruct you on how to play a multiplayer match or something.
It's funny. That's so funny because for me, I'm like, this man is calming. He has a calming presence, and he's like putting me at ease in this crazy situation. I like the characters. I like the lore, like finding little, it's like goes all the way back to Resident
visual
Evil.
character design with a lot of these guys is cool. Like the prophet dude and like the middle of the town and his bodyguard and a lot of those other folks that are around. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like finding all the little documents, they give you some insight and whatnot, and things get crazy. It's cool. It's good game.
Freako enemies.
Bosses.
The boss with the freaking like wheel of thorns around his head.
Yeah, bosses are fun. There's like the Makiri dodge too, and just another way this game is friendly. It'll like blink twice when you do it. You know how in Sekiro it's like the red flashes and you better step on that spear. This will be like the enemy will glow blue and then your weapon will glow blue. And
right.
Then you Makiri dodge.
Yeah, and that's something.
So it gives you a little heads up.
Yeah, I think it's nice that like you can kind of take your time to learn one of those things at a time, because it's like, okay, there's the blue for forward, the purple for backwards, and then like the regular, just hit the dodge button.
Yeah.
And then as well as the parries. But I really do like those moves where you like zoom behind them and then hit them from behind.
Totally. So fun.
Yeah. Damiani, you got any thoughts, any questions?
I mean, the environment was the level design was the thing, just because games, these types of games can have like great combat, like Devil May Cry 5, like absolutely love the combat in that game. But I was kind of bummed. I spent 2/3 of that game in like, a demonic hellhole looking area that never really changed. And I was like, all right, kind of tired of this. So I didn't know if it was like more like that, or they, went a little bit more extravagant, because I was seeing a lot of like, open desert, rocky environments. And I was like, is it all just that, like, post-apocalyptic ruins? Not that like that's bad. It's just when you're going for spectacle and flash, I feel like environments are the things where a lot of these games get elevated a little bit further, as well as like some of the other like trimmings, like good side quests, good story, and so on. But from where I saw everything I saw is like, this looks very samey, these environments. So I was kind of concerned. Yeah,
you're in those environments maybe a little longer than the others because they have like a ton of side quests. You're not just like barreling through. But there's a pretty nice variety. Like it's I'm the same way, Damiani. I need like, especially if I'm going to play a challenging game, I want the environments to like be nice to be in. It's one of my favorite things about games. Like I said a week or so ago, just being in video game spaces. And I really like this world. I love how it looks. It's really cool. Yeah.
At least when you first get into town, I don't know if it'll be an issue going forward, but there were quite a few, like, okay, a bit too many documents, like, just piled on. Right there's like, okay, reading. There's another thing to read. Okay, here's an information broker with like 12 things to read. But the music I've been liking.
The music's so good.
Yeah.
It's so addicting.
I think it's weird because I'm a little split on some of it because I like the vocal tracks,
Yeah.
but sometimes the vocal tracks aren't particularly fit for looping, and so like after a while it's like, okay, we've
heard this
ready to move on a
lyric
little bit.
a bunch of times.
But I have seen like some of the other areas with like some of the non-vocal tracks, they do some really nice like highs and lows with combat. So it's like you've got the song, and then like when you start engaging an enemy, then like the bass line will kick in and it'll kind of like ramp up a little bit more and just give you a little bit more intensity on the same song.
Yeah.
Which I always like when they do that kind of thing, activity in the music.
Yeah.
So
Loving it. Love it.
I'm liking it way more than I thought I would.
It is very
I was
addicting.
like really like, I'll put in my time
Yeah.
for the podcast and then go back to it. It's like, well, I want to keep playing this
It's
for a while.
so playable. It's just it's one of those like 2 a.m. games, just where the time melts away and you're like, let me just get a little further. Let me just get a little further. Let me finish this quest. And it's like, oh, it's so addicting.